Welcome to the demonstration of specific features for interim assessment data in CERS. This video is part of the Introduction to CERS for Test Coordinators and Administrators video series. This video about interim assessment data in the California Educator Reporting System, or CERS, will demonstrate how to view results by item, which includes the student points and responses, item viewer, rubric and exemplar, and specific item information. Access the interim assessment item key and distractor analysis. And use the District Resources and Tools for Teachers buttons to view instructional resources. This demonstration uses the CERS Sandbox with the District Admin role selected. Interim assessment results are accessed through the Search by School and Grade feature. In the Search by School section of the homepage, select Sample Middle School, Grade 8, and the current school year from the drop-down lists. Then select the Search button, which opens the results page. In the Selected Assessments section, select the plus icon to display a list of assessments with available results. There are 4 assessment subject areas that have interim assessments available in CERS. This demonstration will show the features specific to interim assessments using an interim assessment from ELA, ELPAC, Math, and CAASPP. Select the Grade 8 ELA Read Informational Texts IAB, or Interim Assessment Block, the Grade 8 ELPAC IA Listening 2, the Grade 8 Math Expressions and Equations 1 IAB, and the Middle School CAST IA Life Sciences 1. These 4 interim assessments will be used to show the features that are available for all interim assessments. To hide results for the default assessment, simply deselect it. In the Results section, there are toggle buttons to change the display from a percent to a number, expand or collapse the information displayed, and a button to export the results in CSV. The results are displayed for the selected assessment or assessments. In this case, the first results are for the Grade 8 ELA Read Informational Texts IAB. The results include the assessment name, number of students tested, average scale score, and a distribution of students at each of the levels available for the assessment. Scroll to the Grade 8 ELPAC IA Listening 2 Interim Assessment. Under the student score distribution for the assessment, select the Show Results expansion link. A table appears with 1 row per student with individual student results. This is the Results by Student view. In the Results table, there are columns for the individual student name, test completion date, session ID, enrolled grade, school, status, which will indicate whether an interim assessment was administered in a standardized or non-standardized manner, level or reporting category, and scale score. Selecting the student's name opens a context menu with more options to view that student's assessment data. For interim assessments, the student responses, test history, and a full report can be selected and reviewed. Another key feature in CERS for interim assessments is item-level data, which is available for all interim assessments. For this demonstration, scroll to the Grade 8 Math Expressions and Equations 1 IAB. Select the Show Results expansion link. The type of information displayed in the table changes as appropriate for the subject of the assessment. Using the Select a Results View drop-down list, select Results by Item. Now the Results by Item table displays the item number, claim and target information if applicable, item difficulty, standard, the percent of students who received full credit, and the percent of students at each point level. When the item number drop-down list is selected, in this case, item 1, tabs with additional information appear below the item row. The first tab is Student Points and Responses. This is where CERS displays, for each student, the number of points the student earned on the item selected. Selecting a student on the list opens up the item to display the individual student's response that the student submitted. The next tab is the Item Viewer. This displays just the item, also known as the question or prompt that was presented to the student. In this example, the student was asked to enter a value of n for an equation. The third tab is the rubric and exemplar, which displays the answer key, a rubric, and/or exemplars depending on the assessment item type. The last tab is the Item Information tab, which provides additional information about the item, including claim and target information for ELA and math items, depth of knowledge or performance level descriptor, item difficulty, content standard, and other information as appropriate to the item. The last feature in this demonstration that is available specifically for interim assessments is the key and distractor analysis. To access the key and distractor analysis, scroll to the Grade 8 Middle School CAASPP IA Life Sciences 1. Select the Show Results expansion link. Using the Select a Results View drop-down list, select Key Distractor Analysis. For each item on the interim assessment, the answer key or correct answer is highlighted in green, and each answer choice includes the % of students who selected it. Also, the key and distractor analysis is only available for items that have multi-select or multiple choice item responses, which is why the answer key lists items 1, 7, 8, 11, and 13. These gaps in the sequential numbering are those items that were not multi-select or multiple choice. The key and distractor analysis can be a very powerful view for educators. Using this view, educators can identify assessment items with answer choices that distracted their students from choosing the correct answer choice. For example, for item number 8, only 53% of students chose the correct answer to receive full credit. Notice that 23% chose answer option B, which is an incorrect answer, or distractor. A teacher can review the item and responses in the Results by Item view to determine what may have distracted students from choosing the correct answer, then use the information to address any student misconceptions. Above the Results by Student table, when viewing interim assessment results for IABs, Focused IABs, CAASPP IAs, and ELPAC IAs, 2 buttons will display. The District Resources button links to the instructional resources an administrator has added for teachers. Directions for uploading and managing the instructional resources available in District Resources can be found in the CERS User Guide under Administrative Features. The link to the CERS User Guide can be found in the Resource Guide for this video. The Tools for Teachers button links to the Tools for Teachers website, which provides lesson plans and professional learning resources to support teachers in implementing the formative assessment process in the classroom. Most Tools for Teachers links will go directly to the website homepage. However, for ELA and Math IABs and Focused IABs, the Tools for Teachers button will link to the Interim Assessment Connections playlists of resources that include lesson plans designed for the topics and skills assessed by the specific assessment selected. To wrap up, this demonstration accessed the sandbox using the District Admin role. This video demonstrated how to view interim assessment results by item, access the interim assessment item key and distractor analysis, and use the District Resources and Tools for Teachers buttons to view instructional resources. To try this on your own, the instructions and the link to the sandbox are both in the resource guide for this video series. Thank you for watching this demonstration of specific features for interim assessment data in CERS. The full video series title list and a link to the resource guide are located in the description of this video.